It's time for the GSTL yet again here at 6 p.m. Korean Standard Time. I am Wolf, with me as Color. Today we have FXOpen up against Axiom-Acer.
FXOpen up against Acer. And this was actually in the last season opening match that we had here in the GSTL. And back then Innovation just stomped FXO. He was able to perform an all-kill back then. With a 4-0 he annihilated them. And that was the beginning of the end for FXOpen in round 1 of the GSTL Season 2. So now they are back and they want to redeem themselves, of course, for that loss back then.
Yeah, with a different format, we're going into Season 2. It's impossible for an all-kill to occur like that. Could still be an all-kill, of course, with 4 different players. There's a shot of FXOpen here. Clearly the underdogs when you look at their stats for the season, but definitely going to be an interesting match today. If you look at the lineups, it's one of those that looks like, if you just look at the names of the teams, you think FXOpen has no chance. But you look at some of the matchups and you think maybe they could take a few games here. It could be possible.
It could actually be a really close one, exactly. It depends a little bit on... there are a few key matches, I feel, in the lineup that we have today, and a few matches where you would say, okay, there's this distinct favorite that is supposed to take the match. But we've seen already that weird things can happen in the season, and so far I think this is going to be one of the closer matches. I don't think that we're going to see an all-kill this time.
Yeah, I don't think so either. We saw a really close match just on Tuesday with Seoul. They were able to take their first win against StarTale, so a bit of an upset there, and it was a really close match. And sometimes with this format, you actually get kind of unlucky rounds. Sometimes a good player can go against their worst matchup, for example, so crazy things do sometimes happen. Here's our results from Tuesday. We saw Deer was able to win the ace match against Life. It was an epic series.
Yeah, that was really, really important that Deer was able to pull that off. So Seoul kind of in the running still. They are going to be glued to the monitor today because they want to know how FXOpen is going to perform, because for them it's going to be really important that FXOpen loses. But yeah, the last match that we had with StarTale versus Seoul was definitely a highlight once again. In the first round of the season already we had a 4-3 victory back then for StarTale. This time they were not so lucky. Seoul takes it, and it's their first win this season, and that leaves them still with 5 losses and a -7 indicator at the bottom of the rankings.
Yeah, a bit of a nasty place to be. If FXOpen does do poorly for the rest of the season, though, they might still have a chance. Like you said, Seoul definitely will be watching this one today. Really, really important match for them too, so always think about that whenever FXOpen is playing.
Now, FXOpen coming into the season and the year with 2 championships, but right now they are looking, not as strong as they did in the past. 2012 was their year, in 2013 they've been struggling quite a bit, and today, of course, they want to take the victory of Axiom-Acer, the team that is currently in the lead here at the Team League.
Yeah.
And also has a very, very sick lineup, considering.
If you saw the lineups there, or rather the score, Axiom-Acer is currently second, but if they win today with their massive indicator lead, they will again take the first place spot massively. So definitely far ahead. They just haven't played their match yet. That's why they're in second.
We had a few changes as well in the lineup, especially for Axiom-Acer, a really important one, since Scarlett is not in a position where she can go to Korea for this year, or for the end of the year, and play here in the Team League. They were really lacking a Zerg player, and that was plainly obvious in the last few matches that Axiom-Acer had to play. They were only relying on Terran and Protoss, but now they have a second Zerg player in their roster. Yeah,
they've got Mekia here, now known as Impact, in their roster. Someone that a lot of people are speaking very highly of, and he is, of course, in the lineup today, so...
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he still has to prove himself, but at the same time, it gives him a little bit more flexibility, which is in this format in particular quite, of advantage. Right now, we have only 1 Terran player, of course, in the lineup of FXOpen. Axiom-Acer has a few more Terrans they can rely upon, but for FXOpen, it's all about Gumiho there. He's going to be the player that goes up against Alicia today if it all goes down to a 5th set.
Yeah, that's actually a really pivotal match there. Gumiho actually being the focus here, as I think the cameraman realizes that it's pretty pivotal as well.
Yeah, cameraman immediately zooming in on him, and he doesn't like that all too much. Lino was already trolling the entire team earlier today, and once again in his cheery mood. And here we of course have the lineup for Axiom-Acer. Crank here in the studio, as are all the other players, except of course for Scarlett, who currently is not even listed on the lineup as she's not in Korea.
Yep. And, Impact is actually a great addition to their team. And, as it is, we actually have such a great team that even without a Zerg, they were just on top this season. Now they have a Zerg in their lineup. It's actually giving them so much more depth.
And there
it's great for them. There's a shot of him.
Yeah.
Impact.
Who did we call Golem in the past? Like, who was that?
That was actually, it wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It was...
No. It was definitely not Yu-Gi-Oh.
It was, God, he retired Mia. It was Mia, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. You're right. It was Mia. So they replaced Golem with Golem.
Yeah.
Like, he has the look upon him a little bit. Only teasing here, of course. I mean, we have to see what exactly he can do here. But yeah, Mia unfortunately retiring, and so right now we have another Zerg player on the roster for Axiom-Acer, so let's see what he can do today. Here are today's matches. We're starting things off with the Zerg versus Terran as Ryan goes up against JKS. Showtime is going to have to deal with a hard. And Lenok versus Crank is going to be a really interesting match, especially since it's taking place on Fruitland. I talked to Lenok a little bit, and he wants to go for the melons, but he's a little bit afraid of the Mothership Core taking out his drone.
Yeah, he's always going to be careful about that.
But he assured me that he is going to try to take the melons on the map, so he wants them in.
The Lemon Curse did end, but you know, it doesn't mean that it's not going to come back into fruition here. The ace match is on Whirlwind, by the way, something really important to note, and before we could even get there, Innovation versus Lucky should be a pretty good one, so I'm liking the lineup. We talked already about Alicia versus Gumiho being a really pivotal match as well.
And I mean, one of the things, a little bit of a theme that we had in the last key matches is that one of the strongest players for a team is being placed as the last player, Innovation being the 6th player here for his team. And people have been talking about this a bit on the forums and have been saying, okay, what do you think? Like, I think there's going to be a bit of a mistake, maybe not the right choice here. And once again, we just have to highlight that these players are like Dia, Innovation, we had Bomber in the same spot in one of his matches. They usually come out as the last player because they want to hide their strategies for the WCS finals at BlizzCon at the end of the year. So that's really, really important to them. And this is one of the main reasons why the teams are relying on their players being the last player, because then there is a decent chance that they don't even have to play. Ryang, showing some skin here. Look at that.
Ryang is going nuts, man. He's got a nice jacket on too. So I see some foreign fans in the studio as well waving there. This is going to be a pretty good one. I think that FXOpen has really sort of gotten their act together in the past few team matches. They're looking strong. They're looking a little bit more focused, and it's really, really important for them. And again, don't forget, if you're tuning in late, we talked about this a few times already, this match is really important for Seoul as well. If FXOpen loses, it puts them in a better position, especially if FXOpen loses, with a bad indicator.
Yeah. I mean, there would be nothing better for Seoul than if Axiom-Acer would be able to perform an all-kill today, or at least victory with flying colors. That would be great for them.
Exactly. So, see how this one plays out. Looking forward to seeing FXOpen's lineup today. No Tassadar, notably. He's actually played in most of their matches this season, but today he will not be playing unless he comes out as the ace. And if that happens, I will do a handstand on stream.
Okay, I have to talk to Choya during the break. That is going to be good. Please ace match. Please.
He is here. So I mean, I suppose there is always the smallest chance.
I'll be like, okay, Choya, listen, put Tassadar in, and if he actually loses, I'll still treat the entire team to some Korean barbecue. It's going to be my treat. It's going to be fine, but I want to see that handstand on stream. So you're going to do it like over here?
That's really scary. I might actually have to do it like in front of this thing or something. I don't know. You guys won't be able to see everything. I'll have to zoom the camera out. It's going to be a complicated process, but like either that or I'll do it on stream some other time where it's a little bit easier for me to do it, but I will do it if it happens. All right. You have my word on that.
So we don't think that Asada is really going to be the ace match player here for his team, but yeah, as you already said, this time he's not in the lineup, and it's going to be. I mean, for me personally, I really want to see what the players that Choya has chosen today can really perform, because we mentioned this in the past. The lineup for FXOpen is much bigger than for most other teams, especially if you compare them to Axiom-Acer. Axiom-Acer has limited options. Now with the Zerg player in the lineup, they have a little bit more wiggle room, but of course, if you have such a huge lineup as FXOpen, there's much more things, much more flexibility that you can just have.
Yeah, they're using Lucky as their final player, so that's actually pretty cool. He's come out for the team every now and then this season and gotten really crucial wins, so he's definitely a player who might be able to take Innovation out. Gonna be hard. Gonna be really, really hard.
No, I'm gonna comment that with a no.
I don't think so either, but maybe.
Innovation's Terran versus Zerg is just out of this world, and I do not think that Lucky. Well, it's the best of one. Maybe with some kind of weird baneling.
So I'm saying it's Lucky, man. You never know. Yeah. He lives up to his name a lot of the time. So.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, that's one of the things that Naniwa knows quite well, since Lucky was kind of the gatekeeper of Naniwa for a long time when Naniwa first came to Korea. I think he faced... How often did he actually face...
I think it was in 2 best-of-3s.
Two best-of-3s,
both times in the first round of Code.
Exactly. So I think it was even 3 times, but no.
There was Sase played against a Zerg that might have been also Lucky at some point, too. Just a bunch of bad luck there for Protoss players from Sweden, but... As it is, we're going to go into game number 1 here, introduce our players. Here is our starting player for FXOpen, JKS. someone who hasn't had the most exposure in GSTL as of late, but definitely somebody who really, he can kick it into gear.
Yeah, he definitely can. We haven't seen him too much just lately. He played in the Korean qualifier for WCS and took down the Terran player Mercury with a 2-0 before losing to Turn with a 1-2. But he performed really well in the preseason. Choya today looking really suave here and always trolling a little bit. Here we have the new player, of course, Impact, aka Mekia. And in the booth already is Ryung.
Actually, the entire Axiom-Acer team, by the way, gave me an approval on my hair like right before I came upstairs. I wanted to add this. They all approved unanimously. So,
well, we all know that Koreans are weird, so
I'm weird too, man. So I'm with them. That's why I high-fived them all and ran up the stairs.
That is a really good point. That is a very good point.
That, man. We're both weird, so it was all good.
I apologize. My mistake.
You know, it's cool. We're all weird brothers here.
Yeah, exclude me in that, though.
Except you. You're
I don't even have hair, so like I hope that I'm out of the equation by default then.
Well, I approve of your style.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Ryung actually used to be the TVT sniper, sometimes the closer for their team, but now he's actually just this all-around good player who can come out when we're in the all-kill format, usually like third and sometimes fourth. But as a starting player here, he just gets the momentum going. He may have liked the particular map, of course, that they're playing on as well. So,
and Gumio is really camera shy, as you can see.
Yeah, he's a little bit shy today. I don't know why. Maybe he thinks it's a bad hair day. He looks fine though.
Ryung is looking pretty badass today. I mean, he usually looks like pretty poised to just go up against an opponent, but today I feel there's something about him. So, really interested to see how he's going to perform here right now.
Yeah, Ryung is, I would say, highly favored in this match. Tristram is a two-player map where JKS could hit some of his aggressive timings that we've seen in the past.
Yeah, Ryung has a pretty decent win ratio on the matchup. He has like at 53% with roughly not quite 30 maps played. But on the other hand, JKS is at a 75% win ratio. The problem for him really being that most of these wins were from the preseason where we had the Wings of Liberty, the Heart of the Swan beta.
Yeah, where he did like a one-base Baneling bust against the Terran.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that's all you need in a best of one.
It's true.
So if he developed one of these builds and has a really good timing that Ryung doesn't expect, then he can still take it. But of course, as you already said, Ryung is the favorite here, is the much more accomplished player of the two of them. Tristram is going to be the map, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into game number 1 here at the GSTL Round 2 Season 2 2013 FXOpen up against Axiom-Acer, brought to you by Carlo Wolf and the Smiling Choice. And our Zerg player for Team FXOpen is starting things off to the bottom right of the map. Tristram, it is.
FXO JKS.
JKS going to be the starting player here for his team. What can he do against the Terran player? We have starting to the top left of the map, of course, the Terran. It is
Axiom-Acer.
Ryung, the Soul Terran, and quite strong, and in all matchups really. His TVT is one he was known for.
Yeah, no, right now at the beginning of the match, JK is actually opening up with a bit of a lifestyle here. He goes into the Overload at 10 and then in the Oversupply. He uses that right away to get his 11th drone out there. It's something that Live really likes to do. A couple of other Zerg players are there with him. And we already have a drone across the map just trying to find out what exactly is happening here. And of course trying to spot the gas. Ryung is opening up with Barracks and Refinery. Will most likely get his Reaper to just have a quick poke at what exactly is going on at the bottom right. He wants to know what kind of timing did you use for your hatch. Do you already go into an early gas? Just being sure that he knows about the timings that the Zerg player could hit him early on with.
Yeah. Well, with the Reaper here, you just get so much information. And, you know, JKS actually hasn't made a pool yet. Is he going to go for double hatch for pool? He doesn't have a drone, so no. There's the hatchery, or rather the pool going down.
Yeah, he cannot go in double hatch
map
before pool. Like,
not after seeing the gas, you know, first of all.
I mean, usually it's a strategy that you solely put out against, like, mostly Protoss players, and another thing is, like, if you're seeing the barracks, then you do not want to go into double edge before pool. That's just way too late, especially when there are Reapers in the game. If you have your own pool this late, and then the Queen this late as well, the Zerglings, those Reapers are going to run circles around you and killing off so many Harvesters. You can never risk that.
Yeah.
So he has the Overlord now also in position to just find out when exactly the timing for Ryang's command center is going down. And there we have the CC not in the main base, but the SCV already at the natural. There's just no reason for him to not do this. Reaper is out on the map, scouting already, and immediately Ryang decided to just head straight into the reactor that you would expect here and his expansion.
Yep, he's going to grab a factory to follow it up, get some Hellions. A little bit of harassment here still, actually, with the SCV. He harasses the minerals, and actually any drone he can slightly damage will mean that the Reaper can kill it just one shot faster. And that's exactly what he's going to start going for here. 4 Lings on the way. Will easily clean this up once they pop. Nice save there on the drone, 10 hit points left. The thing is, he was going to have to trade some Lings here if his control is not perfect. But at the very least, he's not going to lose any more Harvesters. And I like that Ryang only makes the 1 Reaper. Some players will make 2. But these days, it's just not all that useful anymore. Well, actually, as I say it, he starts 1 more with a Marine.
Nice control here, by the way, with the Zerglings that we see. The one thing that JKS was trying to accomplish here was making sure that all the Zerglings are on the high ground so that he can use vision against his opponent. And every time that Ryang was trying to jump up the ramp, or maybe even up one of those cliffs, the Zerglings were already in position. And now as the creep spreads at the natural, he has the opportunity to hunt down the Reaper if it goes for the Harvesters at set natural. So really nice moves here by JKS in the early game. Both players just dancing around each other a little bit, testing each other out. And now, of course, the broader strokes of the match are going to happen. We have speed already halfway done. And a lot of Zerglings here for JKS, so he's going to hit one of these 6-minute timings when you want to attack with a couple of units. And so far, Ryang has been skipping on the bunker.
Yeah, he skips the bunker, and that could hurt him a little bit here.
Well, I think this might get it soon.
Yeah, he starts a depot here.
It's a pretty cool position to just shield those 2 Reapers and make sure that they have there was only very little surface area for the Zerglings. The problem being is you expose your natural by doing this. And with the Roach Warren that goes down for JKS now, he already has a position to be very aggressive against his opponent. And the early Lings already could do a lot here.
This is what I was talking about JKS. You know, he's got these timings where he can sometimes take a game off of a really good player just because he surprises them. And now Ryang caught here a little bit with his pants down. Will he get the depot up? The answer is no, but the Hellions are still in a great position here. The Zerglings doing virtually nothing.
Yeah, that actually looked a little bit more scary than it was. We had already 4 Hellions up the ramp, and when JKS saw that there was no wall, he got like pretty excited and was trying to hunt these units down. He could have done a little bit more damage at the natural itself, trying to bait those Hellions in and then surround them, but he really just saw an opportunity, went for it, and then when he arrived at the top of the ramp, was surprised by 4 Hellions just waiting for them. Those Zerglings, of course, with the Reapers blocking, lined up perfectly and were taken out. But still, nice move here. Could have done a little bit more, lost a few too many units, but now we have the second phase of the attack coming in.
Well, with Banshees coming out here, that's going to help him defend in some ways, but you know, the Banshee doesn't do damage too quickly. He needs to target the Banelings with that, and he doesn't have any siege tanks. He does have a CC at the wall, too.
Yeah, that's the thing now. The Banshees have to do damage against those Banelings because the Roaches with the armor, they take a couple of shots until you can really take them out. So against the Roaches themselves, there is not a whole lot. This attack should not kill Ryang, but he needs to be careful. The Banshee actually at the bottom of the map might be deflected by the Queens, and if that's the case, then Ryang is without a lot of anti-air. A lot of things that he can throw against these Roaches, since he's going into a Viking after the Banshee. But now the Banshee already saw what's coming. But still, this is going to be a little bit iffy if he doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, you know, I don't think he knows about this at all. He doesn't have any siege tanks in production. Had he known, he would have easily done this. Now he sees, and I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do except start bunkers and hope to get a few more units out. The Banshee here are going to be so useful to the Banelings, just like we talked about before.
Needs a target, the Zerglings, and this is going to be bad, or it could be. Here come those Banelings, and they're going to town. The supply depot is already gone. The SCVs, they have to escape, and they're trying their best going up that ramp. The bunkers are not done just yet, and here come the Roaches doing a lot of damage, and Ryang is suddenly in a really difficult position here. He's trying to defend. The Harvester count is, of course, currently in his favor, but if JKS does enough damage here, then the Terran player will be in trouble.
There's not really a whole lot of defense against the Roaches. The Banelings are being cleaned up by the Banshee, but he's got a Viking on the ground. That's how desperate he is here to deal with the Roaches, but they're already inside now, and here come the rest of the Zerglings.
The Zerglings streaming in, the Banelings as well, getting their shots off, and at this point, the Harvester count goes down to 22 for the Terran player. He still has them. Use another Baneling move in him, not detonating though. Here they come, and maybe he can take down a few more. He's going in, and he's taking them down. 20 Harvesters against 31 right now, but so far JK is not done just yet.
Yeah, he's not done yet.
He needs to do more damage.
Exactly. There's a third Command Center finished here, and if he doesn't do a little bit more damage, this actually will not be worth it. The third CC not complete just yet. The Viking's still helping out a little bit. 4 Marines at a time. He needs to re-wall. Can he get down there and do it? The bunker is actually still up.
Widow Mines are also in the game right now. Those Zerglings trying to do their best, at least delaying the Command Center for a little bit longer, just taking down the ACVs here. We have the Zerglings rushing in at the natural, trying to kill a few of the mules at the mineral line, taking out one of the Hellions, running into the main base. But so far, Ryung, he holds.
Yeah.
He holds with 19 SCVs and 2 expansions already done, and he is about to complete another Command Center. This game he is absolutely in this game still,
Yeah,
even with 26 Harvesters killed.
Yeah, I want to say the game is pretty even, but Ryung might even have a slight edge here. Stim did not finish, as you can see here. It started again.
Wow.
Nice trap there. Almost gets into the main base.
Yeah, but very good lift here on the supply depot.
That's crucial.
I'm not quite sure if I would give him the edge, not just yet, because he doesn't have the 3 orbital. He doesn't have it.
Yeah, and he doesn't have
time.
Stim either. Stim didn't finish, so he doesn't really have any aggression he can put on for a really long time.
Yeah, so in terms of economy, as you can see, Ryung is currently ahead since he has the mules. But the more important thing, the reason why I don't think that Ryung is really ahead in this game is that JKS behind this teched. He went into tech, he got his lair tech up, he's already on his way to get the Spire, and he has a third base coming his way. So if he plays this well, if he just drones up and makes sure that he can really hit with those Mutalisks, then he has a pretty good chance of making something happen here. But Ryung is definitely not in a horrible spot, and if JKS doesn't do damage with the next wave of units that he throws against the Terran player, then he's going to fall far behind.
My concern is once Stim does finish, he's going to need to have all the tools ready, because he does have, like you said, he teched. He's even getting Baneling speed, which is really important, because when Ryung's push does hit, he does have a lot of Marines out, and he's going to hit hard. Right now, 13 drones going up, so it's kind of a razor-thin edge that JKS has to dance on right now, because he does need to get his third base economy up very quickly, get some Mutalisks out, but then also have the Banelings, of course, use that gas to prevent Ryung's timing. That's going to come out here pretty soon. He has 1-1 very delayed as well, because he was spending so much time defending.
The third orbital now coming, of course, into play, and he wants to get that third mineral line too. Ryung is making very good moves here, and the entire time with the mule advantage that he had, he kept on the same income as his opponent. We have, as you can see, both of them currently at roughly the same overall supply. The Mutalisks are going to be crucial right now. What can they accomplish? And to be quite frank with you, I'm not quite sure if they will be able to do too much, since we have 2 Widow Mines, we have double Widow Mine production, the 1-1 has been started. Ryung was always a great macro player, and he's showcasing it once again. He has that third base, and he's starting to get a really good position on the map if he's able to prevent damage by the Mutalisks. And if he gets those medevacs into the main base, that's going to
be a really big problem. There's no Banelings, and the Mutas are actually totally out of position. This is something that Ryung knows, and he's going to go right in here, and he's going to kill so much. Those Banelings are morphing way too far away to be useful, and he's actually going to be able to snipe the Queen here, it looks like. Drones on the run, and he could actually snipe. Could he strike the spawning pool? He's going to go for it.
Yeah, he goes for the spawning pool. Those Mutalisks, they can't fight. They cannot fight. He has to wait for the Banelings, but another wave of aggression is already coming towards the third base. The pool is gone. The Mutalisks are fighting. They cannot fight those Marines, but the dropship are immediately evacuating everything while the third base is now being attacked and possibly targeted down. The Widow Mines are already burrowing here, just waiting for the Zerglings to stream in the Banelings. The Mutalisks going to town, but here come those shots!
Oh, it hits all the drones as well as damages Mutas, and that's it. GG! That's that timing I was talking about. He really was dancing on the edge there. Had he seen the drops coming in the main base with his Mutas, he would have been okay, but the Viking was there. The Viking actually drew those Mutas away.
He did not do enough damage with the attack. 26 Harvesters lost, easy peasy for a 3 orbital Terran player. He holds, and then the counter aggression just takes him out here. JKS had a bit of a chance there, but missing those dropships was definitely...
That's a new type of celebration, is not high-fiving one of your teammates. I don't know how that goes, but Shoya not looking happy.
Maybe they still have that banner going on about who's going to be the most successful player this season. And Ryung just got one of those victories, but of course, innovation is still at the top.
Yeah. Well, that was one of those situations where that was definitely defendable by JKS, but he got his Banelings too late, and he committed his gas to his Mutas, which is what you want to do normally, but Ryung was coming at that moment, and he didn't see the drops. If you see the drops, then it's so much easier to defend that.
JKS realized after the attack and after Ryung held that he was not in like an amazing position. He knew, okay, I did some damage here, I don't really know how much, and you have a problem getting a third base up in time. But he was taking that third, and he was even taking a fourth.
Yeah, taking a fourth base too.
Yeah, I like that move because he was hoping for Ryung a little bit more passive, trying to just lick his wounds for a little bit longer, and then he himself could be in a much better position if he can just pin him down with the Mutalisk. That's what they were for. I don't think he really thought that he could do a whole lot of damage with 7
he just wanted to distract him a little bit.
Distract him, keeping in the base, just saying, okay, stay back so that I can do my thing. And if that fourth goes up and he gets the economy, then he gains a lot of momentum. But Ryung was never really intimidated. He sent those units over towards the main base and had another position at the third, so it was just playing ping pong with him, and it worked out so well. With those the burrowed Widow Mines, that was so good. The Mutalisk was just flying into them.
Yeah, he had so many Widow Mines, and with that Widow Mine shot, not only hit the Mutas, but all the drones as well. And I think that was one where JKS was like, well, this is not recoverable. Even if I kill this whole army, I just lost all my drones. My third base is basically dead. It's so low on hit points.
Exactly. The third is gone. The fourth
like you said, the
is
Mutas can't fight. I mean, the Mutas are not going to fight those Marines, even without combat shields. So great timing there by Ryung.
So, great job here by Ryung. Let's see what exactly the next player can do for Team FXOpen today. Choya so far was not quite happy with this. Showtime is going to be our next player here. Protoss player for Team FXOpen.
Yep, never played in the GSTL. He's somebody I'm looking forward to seeing. We haven't seen him yet this season. And it's just Choya changing things up a little bit.
And let's see who... I mean, we already know, but like, okay, come on, show him on camera. Okay, I guess production has something against it, but yeah, going up against the Protoss player, of course, well, not Choya. Choya apparently not too happy with what just happened, so he's still talking.
Sorry, JKS, telling him how much he messed up.
Yeah. Once again, the camera today really loves Mekia, aka Impact, and he's a little bit shy trying to dodge it. He's basically the Gumiho of Axiom-Acer right now. Both of them doing their best to get away from the camera, but of course up against the Protoss player, another Terran, it is hard.
Yeah, Hart is a really, really experienced player. If you look at his win ratio in the GSTL, it doesn't really tell you a whole lot about how much experience he has, how many times he's played, and how good this guy is, playing at WCS NA, taking names, and he's always been good. And, you know, a lot of people discredit him because he's so aggressive, he hits a lot of timings, but nowadays he's changed things up quite a bit, and I really respect his play style.
Well, we're going into the game after a short 5-minute break. Then we have the second match here at the GSTL. Axiom-Acer today going up against FXOpen. So see you guys in a few minutes with our Terran versus Protoss. We have Showtime going up against Hart.